Good evening everyone, welcome back to Tom Plays Factorio for absolute beginners. We have just made an outpost, going to make a copper mine, researching advanced oil, and I'm seriously thinking about whether I should have been making an iron mine instead. So let me just... oh no, you're filling up, you're fine. Kind of thinking about ways we could speed up the iron processing, or just the movement of the iron, I suppose. Like this one could probably do some fast inserters, just on the grounds that it's the only one coming in from the other direction. Just kind of made me wonder if maybe we'd be better just... I don't know, I mean it looks like it's moving as fast as it can anyway. I'm just wondering if it'd be better just to have this as get rid of this bit and do a whole sweeping thing like that, so they're using both directions anyway. Obviously that means it's now stuck, so kind of wasted the fast inserters. It also makes me wonder if we ought to start looking at building some fast transport belts. So that's transport belts and iron gear wheels, apparently, is what we need to make those. To be fair, it does not look impossible by any means. We could actually just do a factory there to make them. So I say put you there, tell you to make fast transport belts, give you some efficiency modules, then move you because I'm realising that it'd be a lot better off if we put you there. Might take this one to be split, simply because if we run out of transport belts, it'll stop taking them, and then we'll make more transport belts. So I think that could work out pretty well overall. There we go. Okay, so we'll leave that going. So it'll give us an opportunity to improve things later. Let me just make more steel chests, and I'm going to make some storage tanks because we are going to need those. And what else have I used up? Right, so for that we need some iron plates, as well as more steel. Just knock a couple more of those together. More splitters, more underground belts. In fact, we should probably have a lot more underground belts, honestly. Because they're used in pairs, having 10 really isn't enough. I think we should have 20. So I've gone slightly over there, but that is fine. Got most other things, haven't we? Just restock on iron a little. Right. Let's go and at least have a look at this potential copper mine. You see, we are running down on the copper again. And actually, yeah, this is probably a good opportunity to summon this iron train, because I mean, it's filling, but not very quickly. So yeah, we do need to work on that as well. But for now, if we get it back here, get it to let it drop off its iron. And then head back to the base over here. So I guess we'll simply be running rails along to this copper mine, won't we? I suppose in theory we could literally just go like that and then pick it up that way, move it to the right. Seems like that would be easy enough. Alright, so how long are we going to have to wait for this? It's not too bad, I suppose. Thanks to the stack inserters, or bulk inserters as they're now called. I do wonder if it'd be a good idea to research the next level of those though, just to keep things moving. But yeah, I'm thinking some of these we might replace with faster conveyor belts, just to get it out of this area as quickly as we can. But I think if we research the inserter capacity, yeah, it adds a small amount of stacking even to non-bulk inserters. So it'll help with the fast inserters as well. I suppose we could even make a second layer of steel boxes. Just for extra capacity, but it is moving. It's not stuck. If anything, we're going to be running out of copper. Which is good, because at least it means the copper mine's at least slightly justified. But I suspect we're not going to be going above 2, whereas I'll certainly be eyeing up a 3rd iron mine. Grief. Right, so that one's empty, isn't it? And this one's nearly empty. Perfect. You can make the trains faster, but I tend not to until I've got around to making some proper crossings. Because there's enough chance of them running me over as it is. So this is the other thing we could do doing here, is adding more electric furnaces. Because they are stacking up a bit. It doesn't mean that we're going to need some more furnaces for the copper mine, but we're not going to be putting those down yet, because to start with it's all going to be about trying to defend the area, clear the area and defend it. But still, that should speed things up a little. Oh yeah, put production modules in as well, don't we? And I don't have enough, never mind. Okay, so let's see what we can do this railway. So I probably do want to move a little bit closer, actually maybe not much, to be fair, because we've still got to stack everything in, haven't we? Yeah. I'll probably do it actually. I mean, if I just move you... Well, I suppose I could try and move you a little bit out of the way. Just so you're not too close to the wall. But yeah, apart from that... Just move you out of the south end. I think I might do it. Oh, good grief. There. Okay, so if I start a nice, decent distance away, there we go. Need some security gates. And in theory, that should be it. So, attacks should be incredibly unlikely from any direction. Well, east or west, but east or north. But I'll go with... Oh, actually, I should probably go with north as even less likely, because that's where the outpost is. It's right next to us. We could practically join these together, actually. But for now, I will keep them separate. Okay. And as usual, this is the point where I suddenly remember that I need power. Still. Not so much of an issue this time, I don't think. So we don't really have very far to go to get some. Actually, I might prefer to have this on this side so it's not just stretching over the railway track. I know it's a fairly minor point, but aesthetics and all that. Okay, so let's dump a lot of ammo in here. Might be able to just get this whole thing done, actually. Okay, we've got the advanced oil processing. Are there any other technologies we need, or should I maybe just ask it to do the stack inserter thing? Just check. Well, I mean, obviously lubricant would be nice to do. But yeah, inserter capacity bonus is definitely worth doing. Right, so we may not need to go much further south than this. I do have a tendency to make these bases bigger than they really need to be. Let's just get you guys filling in with ammunition. Yeah, I think one more should be absolutely fine. There. So attacks are definitely more likely from the south on this occasion. So put you there. Okay. That all looks good. Let's finish this. Just safer to get it finished. In case we get any attacks. I do wonder if I ought to be getting rid of that base. It's pretty close. Still, I suppose I might as well have some backing when I do so. No harm in having a bunch of turrets on our side. So in theory, we shouldn't need to go too far to the west of this either. How's that? That is probably enough. I suppose I could do one more. Attack's probably still most likely from the south, simply because of all the water to the west. Let's just get all of you in place. I think I'll take that base down before I put up the wall. However, may as well keep building these while the ammo fills in. Because then we can just finish it and leave it be. I think that's actually it. All level. And attacks most likely from... That's debatable. I'm going to say the west. But, yeah. Bit of a question there, because there's, I mean, there's a water to the west, but a base to the north. I think the base probably wins in terms of making attacks unlikely. Managed to run out of inserters, so I'm definitely going to have to come back. Still, no reason I can't make a full loop with this. That's assuming I don't run out of transport belts as well, which is possible. And I have. But at least we'll get some of them done. So we're most of the way there, so I just want to take down that base, which I'm guessing should be pretty easy with our current state of armaments. Yeah, I didn't even need the turrets. shows I haven't actually taken anything out. Right, there's one base again. Just head back here. It's not that good, actually. Are these guys getting tougher, or is it my imagination? I'm definitely taking actual damage now. So yeah, shield's gone at least. And I'm out of grenades. Right, I think that may have to be it for that attack. Okay, inserted capacity bonus has been done. There's another one, but let's do the lubricant because that will actually come in useful. And while I'm here, I might just do the wall. So it doesn't look like we really needed the turrets much. Unfortunately, the damaged bases will recover, but the destroyed ones shouldn't. Let me just get some protection down. Especially for these turrets which don't have inserters. And so won't be getting any ammunition. Right. Let's go restock. I was thinking this way we might have the lubricant ready by the time we build the new oil stuff. So we can make manufacturing lubricants part of the process. Part of a new setup. Yeah, I thought these might be running out. Right. Let's... I'm out of transport belts, aren't I? Okay. Fine. Just gonna let it drop off a little bit so that it will definitely pause and allow me to get on board. There we go. So I would have restocked on everything we've run out of, and especially weapons, grenades. And we're going to want to bring back stuff that we can use to actually start the mine off as well. You can unload a bit because it looks like we've got enough copper now anyway. Right. Let's get rid of those. So what do we principally need? Okay, so I'm going to need more steel boxes, obviously. I'm going to make some more storage things, because I know I'm going to need them. We are totally out of transport belts. And we're out of inserters. And I know I'm going to need more fast inserters. However, for electronic circuits, we are out. Actually, to be fair, I probably don't need any more ammunition. At the copper mine, as things stand, power poles? Yeah, we're pretty low. Probably okay for big electric ones, we don't use those as much. And grenades, I think, live here. What else did we need? Electric furnaces. We definitely needed those. Okay, and probably iron plates as well. And I'm probably carrying some stone, so I could drop that off. Not particularly low on walls. Right, I think that'll do. So in a perfect world, thinking about this, we would have the same number of copper mines in each of the mine locations. This is where we're falling down a bit on the iron mines, really. I suppose it doesn't matter that much, because they'll probably be full and ready to go whenever the copper train appears. I'm just thinking, given that we're probably only going to have 2 in the end. Oh, I need to replenish these as well, don't I? Should have them arriving at different positions. Doesn't really matter. But still. So I'm just thinking that the stuff from this one will now appear on this side of a conveyor belt. So it's just a little more efficient use of the conveyor belt, but I don't think it really matters. Not for this. Right, while I'm thinking about it, let's have the copper train unloading. Should have picked up some production modules. That's fine, I'll leave it. Make a few random doors though. Sure, I heard a sound then, like one of the natives. I've heard that before and it's turned out to be nothing, so I'm not going to worry. Right. Just fill you in. See, what I didn't think about was we're going to need, of course, a station. Which I will call, I guess, Copper Mine West. Kind of west-southwest really, but yeah, I suppose there is a small danger we might actually activate that one at some point. Maybe southwest would be better, just in case. There, right, and put a couple of traffic lights down. Can't imagine any other trains coming through here, but you never know. Then we get the fast inserters. And some steel boxes. We shouldn't need fast inserters for these, should we? So I could do a second layer of steel boxes. Might be overkill. And it's splitters, which we don't have enough of. Then on a nice huge pile of refineries, whatever we call them, electric furnaces. Probably isn't the best way around to do this, really. Could have had things mining away while we were doing all this. Still, never mind. Right, so we'll start off small and just make sure that we capture everything. Probably have gone a bit overboard. Can I make a few more of these? That'll do. So we just need to power it all up. No production modules, of course. I need to go pick some up and bring them back. But other than that, I think that looks pretty good. Okay. So, random door time again. Stick a door here to give us access. And we're going to go finish this base. So it should also have been weakened by the attack we did before, taking out the actual spawner base things. Should overall make it less of a threat now. There we go. All done. Yeah, some of the things they spew out slow you down as well as damaging you over time. It's like acid or something. I think we're good. I can't see much ammunition travelling. Oh, there is some. No, that's a decent amount. No, I think we're pretty good there. Okay, let's grab the copper train. And we're going to I think it's base southwest, add weight condition, empty cargo, and then we'll add another station for copper mine southwest, add weight condition full cargo. And I basically want it to come straight to me, so it can give me a lift back. So at some point we'll worry about production modules in this mine, but for now I really want to get onto the advanced oil processing. This has taken way longer than I expected. So there won't be much to pick up here, but what I'm assuming is that if we then go drop this off and then they go back to Copper Mine South, Copper Mine Southwest will have had time to accumulate a decent amount of copper. So effectively we now have two fully operational copper mines. It should be at least a comparable size, more so than the iron mines. There we go. So we can stop worrying about that completely. I still need to put down these accumulators. While I think about it, let's grab some solar panels as well. Giant live around here somewhere. Then we can fill that base with both. Right, is there anything we are low on? Fast inserters, because we're low on mostly iron plates, but we're not exactly drowning in inserters or even transport belts right now. Let's grab some of those. And I think I called those fast inserters then when I was meaning to call them splitters. But we are also out of fast inserters. If we're desperately short on anything else, particularly. Okay, so let's finally look at these new things we got. Right, so these are recipes, really. Got the advanced oil processing. We can make heavy oil into light oil. With water, we can make light oil into petroleum gas, which is mostly what we're using. We can make solid fuel from petroleum gas, light oil or heavy oil. So our basically got three things now. So up to now we've just been going straight to petroleum gas, and now we're going to start making light oil and heavy oil as well. So we basically need to change our recipe to the advanced one. So it's instantly going to stop because there's nowhere for it to put the light oil and the heavy oil. So at the moment I just want to store those because they do each have a use rather than trying to make them into something else. So this is where our enormous storage system comes in, which I was always expecting to have to make. So I guess you are going to be light oil. And you are going to be heavy oil. You have to make sure you match up the actual pipes. And we're going to need a lot of pipes to ground, I would imagine. So let's just grab some more pipes from down here. Seem to be out of iron. Is the iron in this mine? It is. Needs to move. Okay, so light oil first. You just grab a couple of normal pipes. And that should do that one. And then the heavy oil. Oh no, hang on, that's wrong. Needs to go there. Okay, so I feel like that should be working. The reason it isn't is that we now need water. Okay, apparently someone has decided to do DIY downstairs. Excellent. Right, so where's our nearest source of water? I know we were doing some over here. But then we also have some there. Very similar, to be fair, so I might just take it from over here. Okay, so where does the water live? Is this water? So I need the Alt key, isn't it? Which apparently isn't going to tell me. Okay, that's fine. No, that's sulfuric acid, so the water is here. Okay, that's fine. Because there's actually a very small actual area of water, so we could actually give it its own water pump. I kind of feel like these are the wrong way around. I know it arguably doesn't actually matter, but just makes me feel better. Ooh, no. Okay, yeah, that's not going to work. Need to not have it that close. And then let's see how far we can get. Not far enough, it would seem. It's there we're trying to reach, isn't it? Okay. Just need to grab some more pipes. So even if we don't do much with this yet, although we are going to want to make the lubricant once it finishes researching, we want to at least get it operating. Let's start at this end. Let's make that one a little shorter. In entirely the wrong place. Okay. We'll put a pipe in there, put a pipe in there, and that might do it. There we go, we're back operating again. So the only problem with this is that because it makes all three, we must not run out of capacity for any of them. So obviously we're using the petroleum, so hopefully that'll be fine, but we're going to need to keep an eye on these storage tanks, because if they get full, we're going to stop making petroleum. So you might wonder why we're even doing this, but both of those oil types are useful for something later on, and it's not a bad thing for us to be stockpiling it now. I think the light oil is useful for lubricants already, and the reason we need that is for aerial drones. There may be other reasons as well, but those are incredibly useful, although they do use a lot of power. So we may possibly want to work on getting nuclear power operating before we use those. So while I think about it, because actually there wasn't as much to the oil as I was imagining when we researched it, let's see how we're getting on with these. Let's see if I can speed up the iron at all. It might be that we just need to make more of it offshore, to be fair. Like have more, not offshore, off-site. Have more iron mines in the off-site area. Yeah, you're definitely full. Let's give a quarry a bit of a look in. But in the meantime, I'm going to replace some of these with faster conveyor belts. So we haven't used these yet. Some people prefer to use the fastest conveyor belts they can get throughout the base. I'm not usually that worried. I'm mostly looking for areas where things are... oh, brilliant. Things are sort of bottled up, and I tend to do them in chunks. And we need gear wheels. So I'll do them up to the next splitter or underground belt, and then I'll stop there. I'm never, I think, likely to replace everything. But yeah, it just gets things moving a bit better. So like in this case, it just means that the iron train is just offloading much faster. Still might do another bulk inserter thing though. Need to get some gear wheels. But yeah, just going to see how fast we can get the iron mine moving. I do need some iron plates actually, and oddly enough, copper plates. Don't often run out of those, but we indeed have this time. Gear wheels. Just make a couple more underground belts. So I don't necessarily need to do this all the way. I'm just thinking if we just speed up the first bit a little. Okay, maybe I'm going to do it further than I thought. More underground belts than I'd anticipated. Maybe just one more? Ah. Hang on. Didn't mean to do that one. There we go, we can just change it back. That's good. And hopefully I can make all of this red. Wasn't I going to do something so that these ended up on opposite sides? Oh, I did do something. We've got this moving stuff, haven't we? Right, okay, that's fair then. I've actually run out of the red belts now. So this is only going to be a partial job at best. But still, I think it's worthwhile because it's definitely moving a lot faster. There we go. So that's the idea basically. Just means that things are being moved along pretty quickly. Might actually just stick a bulk inserter in there as well. Or if we're going to be ridiculous, let's just go the whole hog. Seems like a very daft way to move things. But then that is kind of moving things along faster, so it looks silly, but it works. The side that isn't blocked is now moving much more quickly, and the iron train has already moved on. So that's good. Okay, so let me hitch a lift on this guy. Well, actually, I could stop here because this one isn't full. So I was going to go to the newest outpost to put down a load of solar related stuff, but there's still room in this one, so we may as well finish this one first. And then I will probably stop there. Once we've hopefully secured our energy use for a while. Not enough to have flying drones, but we're nowhere close to having those yet anyway, so. But that is what the lubricant will be for, so we will start stockpiling that as soon as we can. Okay, so if I now switch to solar panels. So I'm not even thinking about what the bottleneck is at the moment, I'm just laying down some more infrastructure. So of course everything we've just built is going to take energy. Just finish this row, get them all hooked up, hopefully in time for the dawn. And then we'll just take stock. There we go, morning. Going to need some more, yeah, so the accumulators have actually run out there. But of course we didn't have any of these last time. So they are now filling up. Need to grab some more power poles and possibly some other things. That will hopefully help a bit. Okay, so yeah, not bad. We've got a new copper mine operating, which I think will have accumulated a fair bit of stuff. Wiped out an enemy base. Set up our new oil processing. I didn't realise it needed water. I'd just forgotten. So we're now accumulating heavy oil and light oil as well as making petroleum. Whether that means we're making less petroleum, I'm not entirely sure. But I don't tend to worry too much about speed. We will ultimately get the petroleum we need. So don't seem to be enough iron. Made an effort to make faster transport belts in the hope of moving the iron along a bit better. And yeah, we need to start monitoring these now, because basically what we'll find is at some point this will just stop doing anything. And it'll be because either the light oil or the heavy oil are full up, so we will have to keep adding to those. But otherwise we're fine. Let me grab some productivity modules actually, because I keep forgetting to pick them up. And every time I'm near somewhere that could use them. I wish I had some. Okay, brilliant. So yeah, I think that's about it. Some good steady progress. So probably the next thing that isn't technology related will be finding a location for a third iron mine, because we still seem to have less iron than anything. I mean, this one would be nice. It's pretty big. Well, that one and that one are a bit more accessible if we can get through all of the enemy bases, which are getting quite big. Have I got any others? There's one up here, potentially. Got some more oil fields if we need them. We probably could do with having a quick look around our bases, make sure they've got sufficient ammunition, make sure none of the oil fields have run out. Although I can hardly remember them ever running out. So do question a bit how likely that is. But yeah, none of these iron mine areas are tremendously accessible. That one more than most, but it's not that big. Not that necessarily matters. So we could also put some radar in some of these areas, because that might allow us to uncover some more. Could do checking the existing mines just to make sure none have run out, because I might move one or two over here to balance them out a bit. If they have, is that the copper train? That is, that's fine then. Not too worried about the stone train for now. But yeah, see how we get on next time. With that, for now, quite happy. Happy with having enough copper mines. I'll probably see us to the end of the game now, to be honest, those two. And I'm happy to be doing the new oil types, because that will allow us to get them prepared for when we need them. So once the lubricant's done, apart from getting that together, we will start looking at other technologies. We could do with moving towards nuclear power at this stage, because the lubricant means I'm thinking about flying drones and the massive amount of energy that requires. I kind of feel like nuclear power is going to be essential, and it's going to take a while to get that operational, so we should probably start looking at that next. So yeah, thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.